You want me to come up there?
Right here, because you're so beautiful. This is Chandra Manning. She is the office and business manager at Miller Stratford Law Firm, which is one of our larger law firms in town. She's been my bud for, oh God, I can't even remember how long, longer than we both want to admit being old. We're going to play a game concerning money. I was fortunate, blessed among all women in all things. Got to be married to Prince Charming, had great kids. I have had a pretty nice life. One of my blessings was getting to work in Moscow, in Russia, during Perestroika for the Russian military, doing technology transfer projects that came out of the Mir space station project. Technology that anybody in this room, well, maybe some could, but I certainly couldn't understand what was being said to me. But I knew how to take it back to America, find investors, get a government grant, and set up new companies. That was my job. During that time, I was asked to help a group of about 100 Russian women who had been employed by the government, which everyone was before Perestroika. Everyone was a government employee. So if you wanted to go to the beauty shop, you went and stood in line in a state-owned beauty shop, and somebody cut your hair. And maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, but when your 30 minutes was up, you left. That beauty store operator never bought a product, never paid rent, never charged. She had no idea how to run a business. She was a state employee. So Perestroika happened like that. People in this room cannot understand 100% per month inflation. Our mind will not let us think that today a loaf of bread is worth $1. And next month's going to be worth $200. Our mind won't let us accept that.
It happened with EpiPens last week.
Yeah. So what we need to know is not the value of money. All those Russian women that I was trying to teach in one-day seminars, which actually was only a half a day because everything I said had to be interpreted. And it was hard to get the gestures right with the interpreter. They all knew that they wanted to be employed. They wanted to, for themselves. I mean, this was their dream. So they wanted to be employed. They wanted money. They wanted a lot of money. And they wanted to be American dollars. They had no idea why. They knew the value of money, had no idea what the function of money is. So I developed a little game I played with them, and Chandra and I are going to play it now. Chandra, darling, I have 2 pieces of paper in my hand. They're both green. They both have 5 written on them, and they're both made out of paper. I'm going to give you one. All you have to do is reach up and take it. Which do you want?
Well, what is this? Is this Russian money?
No, this is Monopoly money that I marked up with a green marker.
But I don't know the value of that.
No, all you know is this is a green piece of paper and this is a $5 bill. Which do you want? You just made $5.
Thanks, Jane.
Now, why did you want that?
Because I don't know the value of that one.
How do you determine the value of this one? Why does that have value and this not?
Because this is a known entity to me, and this one isn't.
Okay, why is that? Why do you know what that's worth and not this?
Because I am a United States citizen.
Okay, you can sit down and I'm going to. It's because, hold your $5 bill up where everybody can see it over your head. Now, Chandra and I are going to Ruth Chris tomorrow after work, or Friday after work. That's going to buy half of a margarita.
Oh, probably not even.
That has known trade value. It has no value in itself. It is a piece of paper. But you can't take this anywhere in the world and trade it for anything you want. This has no trade value. That $5, you can trade it for anything that someone else determined is worth $5. You can put it in the bank, and pretty soon, after a year, maybe it has 3 or 4 zeros after it, and maybe, if we're lucky and we have Liz
bank is
planning
that?
our retirement, maybe it has 7 or 8 zeros after it, and we get to retire and live in luxury. But when that money is in the bank, what is the value to your life?
Nothing, as long as it's still in the bank.
You have to take it out
Bank has.
and trade it for something you want more than the security of the knowledge it is in the bank before it has any value. So you can have a bank account with 9, 10, 12, your Donald Trump, ever how many zeros you want to make up and add to the end of your bank balance, and it has no value until you decide to turn it into, hold that up over your head again, until you decide to trade it for those. So that is the function of money, is barter. That is the basis of what we all know is barter. Chandra, if I can give you that $5, how would you have gotten, at the end of every certain period of time, you get a nice little piece of probably yellow paper, and it has some nice little typed out words on it, and a bunch of numbers, and that's called a paycheck. And you could put that in the bank and trade it for $5. Or you can write checks and trade those checks for other things, barter. How do you get that money from Miller Stratford?
Work.
What does work mean?
Work means take care of the things that I'm responsible for, showing up every day, supervising staff. You know, it's kind of a big description.
How did you decide to go to work for Miller Stratford?
The reputation and my qualifications match the skills they were looking for.
This is going someplace, trust me. We are all born with one thing in common, one thing everybody in this room owns, and you need to write this down and know it if you don't remember anything else that I said today. We are all born with the control of our time. We can make a choice about getting education. We can make a choice about going to work every day. We can make a choice about stopping work and becoming a consultant. We make choices every day about how we live our lives. This is profound, and this is what it was so difficult to get the Russian women to understand. We're born with a certain amount of time in our life. I'm 78 years old. It looks like I'm going to go on for a long time. I think I was born with good genes, so it looks like I have a long time ahead of me. My daughter died at 42 with breast cancer. She didn't have as much time as I have had so far. So we're all born with a certain amount of time. Chandra, hold your $5 bill up, please, ma'am. I gave that $5 bill to Chandra. How did I get it in my wallet? I traded a hunk of my life for money. Everybody in this room, whether you work for the Loan Fund or SBA or you're a consultant, we trade hunks of our life for money. Scary thought, isn't it?
I would say everybody's a prostitute.
So we're trading hunks of our life for money. if we're just doing it to accumulate money, I think that that's when the Bible speaks of the love of money is the root of evil. I don't think that the accumulation is evil, but the love of it may be. It's up for everyone to decide. So there is a circle, and I want you to think about this. When you enter the world of commerce, when you begin to make money, I was about 12 when I said to my dad on a ranch in Santa Rosa, New Mexico, I think you ought to pay me for cleaning out this stable. That was my first enterprise when I traded a hunk of my life shoveling out of a horse stable for some money to buy some boots I wanted. That's when I entered the cycle. You all will know when you entered different cycles. So you enter and you begin to trade hunks of your life for money, and that money you translate into a barter system, and the barter system enables you to live like you want to live and accumulate enough wealth so that at some day you can have that wonderful word that I haven't done yet. It's called say it real loud, Liz.
Retire.
I haven't gotten there yet, but someday I may. So when we retire, what does that mean? We begin to take, Coach, $5 check it. We begin to hold our money, what we have accumulated. We begin to withdraw that, and in withdrawing it, we begin to buy back our time. So you see, we're accumulating, spending our life for money to accumulate. And we go around that circle, and at some point, we get to take that money we have gained and buy back our time.